there's always a coaching carousel in college football where coaches go somewhere and they go elsewhere and they lose their job.
Yeah.
This is as far as I can remember the craziest that I can remember, because Matt Rule leaves Temple. Forget where he went to.
I'm not sure, but Manny Diaz takes.
He's picked up by Miami defensive coordinator. Defensive or offensive?
He was the defensive coordinator, which Miami had an amazing defensive unit this season.
Right.
Not the offensive unit, but defensively, yes, Miami was tops in the nation.
So Manny Diaz, the former defensive coordinator and originator of the turnover chain for the Miami Hurricanes, is picked up at Temple to be their head coach, and then days later, Mark Richt, who was Miami's head coach, decides, you know what, I'm done. So he up and retires out of the middle of nowhere. Miami calls Diaz back and said, hey, baby.
It's kind of true, actually.
So Diaz returns home, spurning Temple, and I gotta feel bad for Temple. I mean, they're in the same situation as UCF is, because our coach Scott Frost got poached to Nebraska. Diaz is having the same issue, or Temple, same issue with Diaz. It sucks to be a group of five school, because everyone says that your team sucks and you don't belong with us, but then they say, hey, your coach is pretty good, let's grab it. So, double standard right there. But then we had some interesting news today, because Cliff Kingsbury, who was the head coach at Texas Tech, moved over to University of Southern California, USC, to become, I think, their offensive coordinator. And then just today, he was hired by the
Arizona Cardinals.
By the Arizona Cardinals of the NFL. So, what on earth is going on in college football?
Care to explain, Charles, what the heck is happening?
All right, so this is what's going on in college football. The NFL, for some reason, wants to hire hip young coach dudes to help their hip young quarterbacks that they draft.
It
that
reminds
were not
me of that meme with Steve Buscemi. Hello,
how you do,
fellas?
Fellow students. But that's really what it feels like. It's a mixture of, we feel bad about who we drafted. Josh Rosen was not good at all. And y'all, anybody who loves Josh Rosen and his mother can come talk to me about this. So they're like, we'll get a guy who's an offensive mind, right? Who never really did anything in the pros. Cliff Kingsbury kind of was a backup. He did some stuff in the Europe League that they had. He went 35-40 at Texas A&M, but he's credited with having Johnny and Patty Mahomes, So it's like, hey, if they helped out, they made a St. Johnny and a St. Patty, maybe you can make a St. Rosie. So you poach him, because the idea is that, yes, you do get innovation with college football, because you get the triple option, you get the spread, you get these crazy formations. So maybe they want to transition that into the NFL to help better their guy. But I don't like the hire personally, because the guy got a chance to show his mettle as a coach. 35-40 is not good. That's like the Bengals hiring Hugh Jackson, which will probably happen anyway.
That'll be beautiful, actually. The Bengals, after mediocrity with Marvin Lewis, not winning a single playoff game for like 14 years, and decide to go with Hugh Jackson, thinking it might be a better option, unless they're willingly trying to tank.
Maybe.
Secretly.
But so college football, there's no loyalty. And the idea that's always going to be, let's transition to the next level, which is being a coach. I mean, Kingsbury was USC's offensive coordinator, and that was a good idea. But how is he going to say no to controlling a roster, controlling people, getting more money? You're not getting longevity, but if you get fired, you're still going to get your cash coming to you. And then you can attach on into the NFL world. only a few coaches go back to the college ranks after so many years. Lovie Smith in Illinois, Herm Edwards in Arizona State, and they took their time. They had years put in, and they didn't make it. When in regards to Manny Diaz, sorry, Temple, but UM was sweating, and I think him coming back kept the linebackers that we needed to stay and not enter into the draft and everybody else. And it's Temple, so they'll survive.
I keep wondering, don't these schools have like law schools where they, get the contracts professor over and be like, yeah, you signed this contract with us and you can't leave, or else we'll have a heavy penalty. I don't get it.
There's buyout options. I think Manny Diaz had $2 million buyout option.
He did.
And UM probably used that money to get him out. They probably saved the pot in his contract. So they don't try to leave without, because here's the thing. You spurn 180 the wrong way, everybody's connected. Good luck trying to get a job and opportunity. Unless your name's Urban Meyer, he'll come back and saying, oh, yeah,
Yeah, my headache's over.
Headache's over. A couple of my guys killed some dudes. It's cool. It's not my problem.
Well, I will say this. Athletic directors at the group of 5 level are becoming a lot more savvy to this. Case in point, UCF, our buyout for Scott Frost was something. I forget what it is. But the buyout for Josh Heupel, our current head coach, for the first 4 years of his contract, which is through 2022 season, is $10 million.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, Heupel's going to want to be there for a bit.
Right, but
and I think he will be. It
avoids a Frost or a Diaz situation where somebody says, "Hey, he had a great year. Let's snatch him up." Here,
let me ask you this, because I know you're very connected to UCF. You being a supporter, what else could Scott Frost have done for you guys?
So, all right. So we were in the middle of, I guess we were talking college football coaching carousel. I guess we could talk about NFL, because it kind of bleeds into the NFL coaching carousel.
We're talking about Kingsley or whatever the guy's name out of USC?
Yeah. For like what? How long was he there?
Has he actually left the school yet officially?
I actually,
at some point, yeah.
They listed it right on. Hold on, I gotta see it because
ESPN or Yahoo or.
Here it is on his Wikipedia page. It lists his coaching history. So it says Texas Tech head coach from 2013 to 2018, USC offensive coordinator. Oh, did they change it? Bummer.
He was offensive line.
Someone just changed it in the second that when I was away from it, but someone said like 38 days.
They probably somebody from like Wikipedia that got a handle of the page before USC fans went to tear it to pieces. So, but what I want to say is, what are you, USC or UCLA guy?
UCLA. I actually started my master's at the Anderson School, so I'm definitely UCLA more than USC. Although a ton of my friends went to USC, and they'd probably hate me for saying that. So
I mean, better basketball school, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, USC was a dominant football school as I was growing up, so, I mean, I definitely, watched their games. I mean, I saw Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, all those guys come through. I mean, I remember even Carson Palmer.
All right, so yeah, he's out in Arizona now.
He's signed officially, wow.
Yeah, no, it's official.
I got out of work, so I'm a couple hours behind you guys.
Yeah, we're out here in the future, dude. But, Bruce Arians, the former Cardinals coach, is now in Tampa Bay with the Bucks. And I think Todd Bowles just signed on with them as a defensive coordinator.
Yes, he did.
Todd Bowles, the former Jets coach. So
I think that's what it's saying.
They got the 1-2 combo that I kind of hoped the Dolphins would have done. But, they're the Dolphins, so they always find a way to screw it up.
And as is poetic justice, his undergraduate college where he played football, Temple.
Okay. So how many coaching vacancies? I think the Jets still have a vacancy left. The Dolphins definitely do. I think the Jets just interviewed Adam Gase and probably will not hire him, but who knows? The Bengals, I think, still have a coaching vacancy, though they might. Like we jokingly said, they might jokingly, but at the same time seriously, might hire Hugh Jackson, which is gonna be great.
Okay, so here is via the Denver Post the teams that still have vacancies, and remember this was posted a few hours ago, so this may not reflect any of the changes. So Bengals, Broncos, Browns, Buccaneers, that's been filled.
Yep.
Cardinals has been filled. Dolphins, Jets, the Packers, and that's it. So now
Packers
down
got
to 6
Matt
teams.
LaFleur.
Yeah, they just had LaFleur.
Yeah.
Out in Green Bay. That's right, Matt LaFleur.
All right, so make that 5 teams now.
I mean, I'm thinking of it as a Dolphins perspective. We have probably one of the worst jobs out there, to be honest.
Well, according to the Denver Post, there are 4 interviewed coaches. Dennis Allen, who's the defensive coordinator for the Saints, Eric Bieniemy, who is the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs, Brian Flores, who's the linebackers coach for the Pats, and Chris Richard, who's the DB coach for the Cowboys.
I think, because I was tweeting with Doug, they had like a video of Chris Richards like hyping up his players, and it looked like you felt like this sort of, you felt like running through a wall for the guy after hearing that. And it's kind of something Dolphins have been sorely lacking in a while. Adam Gase was kind of a stubborn mule of a head coach. I don't think players really liked him. Then you had Joe Philbin before that, which was, I mean, God, if you wanted to find a way to go to sleep, just listen to Joe Philbin. And I mean, God, and like just Dolphins have had kind of terrible luck, and they're gonna have to hire a first-year head coach. Which is going to have us go down the cycle again, but maybe, just maybe we find somebody good, but I don't think we'll get any established coaches unless they do something stupid and hire like Rex Ryan or something.
I mean, here's a name I'm going to throw out, and I don't know how viable this is of a name, but I feel like Mike Tomlin's on, like, thin ice. I feel like after, like, I know a lot of it has to do with management, but after losing Le'Veon and now all the issues ongoing with Antonio Brown, I mean, that's a name that may be in the next year or so you might want to wait on.
I mean, I wouldn't mind hiring Tomlin. I know, because he's an experienced coach. He'll
He's hard-nosed.
He's hard-nosed. I mean, the Steelers rarely fire a coach, but...
Well, if you listen to Urinating Tree from his latest Days of Our Steelers video, he wants him gone yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, gosh.
I mean, I'm not sure that Urinating Tree speaks for the entire Yinzer Nation, but I imagine that there is a not insignificant number of people who feel the same.
Coaches wear out their welcome at some point. I mean, unless he actually resigns his job, which technically means he wouldn't be fired, but who knows? Urinating Tree is a gift to all of us. I don't know. Have you heard of him, Cesar?
No, I have not.
You gotta look for him on YouTube. The dude is hilarious.
I think you might have shown him to me before when we were in Guatemala, actually.
Yeah, he's basically like a, for lack of a better word, and it's his word actually, and it's like a shit poster, if you will. That's basically it. But he's just brilliantly funny about it.